Hey, it's Jules here. Let me ask you one thing. Have you been good this year? I don't care if you're 4 or 44 or even 104. You can still write a letter to Father Christmas. Oh, and have an arty half hour to yourself in the process. Here's how. Grab yourself a sheet of A4 paper to start with and a pencil. If you've got any marker paper that's hanging around from any of the other projects that we've done together, then that would be great too. But don't let that put you off. If you haven't got marker paper, it's not a necessity. You can also grab any marker pens that you've got or any colouring pencils or whatever it is that you want to use.
Now listen, I don't care how old you are, playtime is good for you. It's how you stay creative, so I suggest we chuck some daftness, playfulness and silliness into the NutriBullet and make a creative smoothie to chug back. I haven't sped up any of this video, so you'll see me draw in real time. The slower you go, the better if you're doing this for the first time. I drew out my design first in pencil and then traced it through using layout paper on the bottom and then the marker paper on the top. But if you haven't got marker paper and you haven't got layout paper and you've only got copier paper, then you might want to use a window to trace the design through onto the top sheet. I'm using here my faithful old Crayola Super Tips, which are fab for beginners and artists alike. They actually work fantastically, and if you get the right ones, they are also washable, so you can draw on fabric and then wash them off and start all over again the next time if you want to. But they're great, they make great coverage, they're very inexpensive. I think a pack of about 10 or 15 is less than £5, and you can get them in supermarkets, so it's really easy to get them. You're probably sick of hearing this, but just in case you're new to my channel, I make videos on drawing, planning and publishing every Friday. Drawing because I'm a professional illustrator, planning because I make bullet journal tutorials, and publishing because I indie publish my own children's books, and I can help you do this as well. I'll leave a link to my course at the bottom of this video if you want to have a look. The preview is free, so you can have a look and see if you think it might be helpful for you if you've written a story or have an idea for a story. Using some little dots around the edges just makes it look cute, I think, and kind of like they're very childlike. I like this design a lot. Now using my Staedtler tricolour red pen, I'm just doing the hearts. It's slightly different red from the Crayola one, but I don't really mind that. It's still within the same sort of range of red. I really like Staedtler, and I use them quite a lot, particularly the fine liners, or the pigment liners as they call them. And I also, if you see there to the right of the picture, I've got there a Papermate pen, which I absolutely love those, and I will be using a lot more of those for my thicker fine liner work in my bullet journal this year. I've always, well, for the last probably 10 years, used them when signing books, when I do book signings in schools and libraries and events. And actually the person that got me onto using those was Tony Ross, who is a really famous illustrator and author in the UK. I'm just sticking to the green and red palette with a little bit of gold you'll see comes in a while. Now for a bit of hand lettering. So you can make this. This is not a sort of traditional typeface or font, it's just my kind of handwriting. So you can do your kind of handwriting. You can copy mine if you want to. It's available. If you have a look in the link below, you can get either a download and just download the colour version and fill it in, or you can download it and trace it through and do your own thing on it. It doesn't have to be exactly the same at all. I want you to feel like you can make it your own, very own letter. And you can write your name there where it says my name is and there's some dots, that's where you write your name. And the frame to the right of the picture is going to be where you draw a picture of yourself. And this bit, it's a bit like a multiple choice question. You can tick one of these answers. So, have you been really, really good this year? Have you been, yeah, pretty good this year, but maybe could have done a little bit better? Or have you been, like my Wally dog, a very, very naughty boy or girl? Or just a little bit? Okay, just a little bit. So, either very good, quite good, or a little bit naughty. And then with the red pen, you can tick all of those. Now it's time to get your thinking cap on and put down what it is that you would like Father Christmas or Santa to bring you on Christmas Eve. Now, obviously, you're going to be leaving this, well, you might be leaving this for Father Christmas on Christmas Eve, or you might be sending it to him at the North Pole. If you leave it on Christmas Eve, you are running the risk of it being a little bit late for him to bring the things that you want. But having said that, of course, he is magic, so there is every possibility that he might still be able to bring you those things. You never know your luck. So here we go, here's the goal. I'm going to do the colour first before I fill in with the lines. And if you haven't got a black felt tip to do these fine liner bits, then you can use a biro. Most people have access to biros. I quite like using ballpoint pens for doing some drawing sometimes. They're particularly good for sketching. But these Papermate pens are not that expensive. You can buy them singly. You can get them in most stationers. So I would recommend you getting one of these because they are lovely to draw with and fab for writing with as well. And this is where you're going to use your skills to draw a picture of Father Christmas or Santa. So you will need your pens, a pencil to start with, a pen, and probably a red felt tip as well to colour in his clothes. Don't forget he has a big bushy beard and wears sort of red woolly hat. He has a black belt, black boots and big fluffy gloves. Just over in the corner here, we can just leave him a message. It can be your own message. It doesn't have to be the same one as this, but this one just says, have a safe journey. So this is just putting the final touches to these borders for the frames. If you like this tutorial, then give me a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, then subscribe and ding the bell for my future updates. And if you really liked it, then go ahead and buy me a tree house in the middle of a forest, or a beach house, you choose. If you want to print off and use the one that I've done, just follow the link below and you can download it.
I really hope you got something useful from this, whether it was time to draw or doing some hand lettering or just having some time to yourself. Don't forget to put out something nice on Christmas Eve and also something for reindeers because they need snacks too. Next week I am putting together my bullet journal 2020 setup. So get your brain into gear and make sure you got plenty of pencils, paper and snacks ready. I'm off to figure out if I've been nice or naughty this year. Not sure about that one. We'll see you next time. Nanu nanu!